Guys, thanks for joining us. We were gone last week, but we're here now. So, today we got our tattoo highlight of the week. Let me show you what it is. It's coming up here. Right here. There it is. So, we're going to be talking about that a little later. But also, we have current events. Robert's going to talk to us about that, see what's going on. And last week we showed a video of the Makahiki Festival. Well, not the festival, but Umi Kai talked about some of the games, the Hawaiian games that are played during the Makahiki Festival. So we're going to kind of recap that video and talk about that. And what else are we doing? Breaking down the tattoo highlight of the week.
Show some of our artifacts.
And then show some of the artifacts that we have that kind of ties into Umi Kai's replicas that he makes and some of the things he talked about. So, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys in a bit. What's up? Welcome to TATtalk, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on TATtalk Tuesday, and we're back. So we missed last week. I was out of town. Sorry about that. But we were able to upload a video from earlier pre-recorded interview that we did with Umi Kai. I want to thank Uncle Helamano for introducing us and connecting us, because that video was a great video, very educational. And later on in the show, we're going to go ahead and kind of recap that and show some artifacts that we have that kind of correlates with that video. But first, let me just introduce to you guys, not introduce, but it's a live show.
You got this, man. We got it.
I got brain fog. Like, I'm sick right now. Like, what are we introducing? I don't even know. Okay, so anyways, so it's a live show, guys. Go ahead and comment. We got Kalani. What's going on? Bobby Ford, Auntie Sherry, Eric. You guys are always watching. Thanks for joining in. Paul. So you guys know it's live, but those of you that are going to rewatch this later on, you guys can always comment, and we're going to rewatch the show, and we can kind of talk about or answer any questions you might have in future shows. But this is a live show, so we want to engage with you guys. So go ahead and ask
shout
questions.
Shout out to our sponsor.
Shout out to our sponsor, IslandTAT. IslandTAT. So if you're looking to get a tattoo, guys, make sure you email islandtat@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
We are different. We have a museum here, and we're going to talk about that a little later. But in our lobby, we have a museum with over probably 40 to 50 artifacts, over 100 years old, that we've collected throughout Polynesia, and collectors and everywhere we could. Uncle Helamano helped out a lot with that, and we also had some clients that have donated items from their family. It's awesome.
Yeah, big thank you too.
Yeah, huge.
Beautiful.
And that's for you guys. It's the People's Museum. It's for you guys to experience not only the tattoo and the ink, but the culture, and kind of take you back in time and learn some things while you're here. So here at IslandTAT, we do more than just tattoo. We consult with you, create your tattoo that matches you, and put your story into it.
I think it's like remember I talked to you before. It's like spiritually connecting with your tattoo.
Yeah, and definitely spiritually connection. Like I'm saying words all mixed up.
We got you, man. We got it.
You got me, Robert.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you.
Not feeling it. Okay,
I'll fill in the blanks. Does he look at me and go, and I'll go, oh, ketchup or something?
I don't even have to look at you. You got it. Anyway, so and by the way, my name is Josh.
And
I'm
Robert.
the host, and Robert
What's
over
going
there.
on?
We got Robert. He's a co-host. So, there you have it. If you want to tat, check out IslandTAT.com. And then today we're gonna once again go over we're gonna recap the video from last week. And at the end of the show, we're gonna break down that tattoo highlight of the week. So that video you just saw minutes ago was a tattoo that I did. It was a 2-day tattoo.
Yeah, beast tattoo. It's crazy.
And it was his first tattoo.
Really?
Well, he added on,
Oh, I mean,
but that whole tattoo was like his first one.
He wasn't even twitching.
And we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. So I want to re-show that video later. But regardless, let's start off with current events. So Robert, what do you got?
Current events. So we have something very interesting that came up to my mind. I was just reading, and it's these petitioners. A petitioner named Ian Hammond. Yeah, he started a petition to sell Montana to Canada, and surprisingly, you need 7,500 like signers to bring it up to like legislation, and
to make it legit.
Yeah, to bring it to I guess Congress, and then look at it, kind of like you would do a law, and they already got over 7,000 signatures.
When did this happen?
Just recently, it said that these guys started it out of the beginning of the year because they wanted to solve our debt, which it doesn't solve it, but I guess it helps it because they'll want to sell it for $1 trillion, even though we're $22 trillion in debt.
22 trillion?
Yeah.
What's 1 trillion gonna do?
I mean, it's your debt you can make.
We'd have to sell 20 states to kind of catch up a little.
Could you imagine? 20
and then
states?
we'd be half of U.S. You know,
half
That's
Canada,
crazy.
half U.S.
Damn.
Yeah, so they wanted to sell it, and some people on one side are like, yeah, for it because they go, hey, you sell us to Canada, we get free healthcare, our monies switch over.
So they wanna be sold.
And there's some that are like, no, you can't sell us, this is our home. So it's one of those things that happens where you're like, are people really serious? Like,
7,000 signatures seems so little for a whole state to be like thrown in the mix.
I think
like
it's
that
just
to be sold.
I think that's just to go to the state legislators, not so much the nation. So the state will probably look at it and be like, really? Are you serious?
Maybe.
I mean, if you look at the photo out here, that would be a weird border.
Yeah, that is weird.
It's like a U. That's like someone took a bite out of.
They would have to redo the whole flag too in every single
a
state
post office and
49 states. That's a crazy current event.
Yeah, it's something
I
different.
didn't hear about that.
Well,
where'd you hear that?
I read it. It was on Google News. It's just one of those things you see that come up.
Oh, pops up.
Yeah, it pops up, and you're like, what?
Wow.
Yeah. So then, which is crazier than that is in France, there's a federation that has they do the fencing for it's like a national sport there.
Right, fencing.
So they recently just made legit Jedi Knight fights. So if you're a Star Wars fan, I think we have a video.
Yeah,
of
do you?
it.
I want to see this.
Let's check this video out.
This is real.
This is real.
Is that real?
Well, they're not red lightsabers.
Right.
No, it's
Right,
real.
that's right.
Those are real people.
They're really fighting.
Guy has two swords on one.
The other one. Wait, so that's
So I wanted you to look at it. This is a performance. So the Jedi school teaches you how to do this. They get a Hollywood choreographer,
Oh.
but they actually have duels where if you've seen those videos, you'd probably be like, okay, it's like a fencing match. So you get points based on connection to the legs, the face, the arms, the hands.
Dang.
So, I mean, they have a whole point system, a whole arena, circle, everything made for it. So it's pretty legit.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Something different.
I don't see a big crowd.
No, I saw like 3 people in the stands.
So
I
we'll
opened that
happens.
video thinking I was going to get a good laugh.
Yeah.
But I kind of really got into it for some reason. I was like...
Well, Star Wars has a big following, so yeah, I could see that.
The Force came to France, basically.
Crazy. All right, so is that it?
Yeah, that's it for our current events. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
A little different.
Yeah, that is really different stuff. You talked about some deer zombies. I want to hear about that.
Oh,
later.
I think next week will be more in depth with that one.
That's crazy stuff. Okay, so let's transition over to the Makahiki Festival and that video that we had last week. So last week we weren't here. Man, I think that's the first show we missed.
You
in 2
missed.
years.
That is for sure. You missed. I missed.
I mean, Robert was here. He held it down. But yes, we were gone. We're working on some projects. We would have went live where we were at, but you know, it probably wasn't gonna be as well as it could have been.
Too, yeah.
We were on the plane, and yeah, it was crazy. But anyways, the projects that we're working on are exciting, and you guys will find out soon enough what it is. It's kind of like under wraps right now, but it's intense and it's big, really big. It's gonna put the Polynesian culture and probably all culture on a huge platform.
Yeah.
It's almost like a dream come true. But I don't want to jinx it, so just stay tuned.
Well, Kalani, real quick, he said he's moving to Canada, but it's too cold there.
Oh, so are you moving?
Or not?
Oh, he's kidding. He's moving to Minnesota, is it?
Montana. I would move to Montana. I would actually buy a house. I wouldn't move there, but like...
Maybe they're getting rid of it because it's... I don't want to say anything. Okay, so anyways, back to the Makahiki. So just to recap, everyone, if you watched that video, it was really educational. I learned a lot just watching it. But I remember going to school in Hawaii, and every year we would have Makahiki Festival, and we'd play those games. We'd have the Ulumaika, and I remember we would throw spears into a banana tree, like stump.
Yeah.
And that's part of the Makahiki, or the festival, the games, the Hawaiian games.
Yeah.
And again, like Umikai said, these were all games to find like the best warrior and all that. But I remember I would always enter the cross country. I don't know why, but I like to run.
You're a runner, man.
But I don't. I hate running right now.
Oh, really?
But when I was younger, I'd run a lot.
Got the endurance.
Probably because that's all I could do is run, and I couldn't do anything else.
Did you ever get the spear on the banana tree? Did you ever?
No, I actually, I don't even think I tried it, but they would do it. And I'm like, oh, that's dangerous.
Who's the next Hercules?
I was like, I don't know. I don't know, but you know, it's what I liked is that they introduced culture to us in Hawaii and kept it alive.
Yeah.
Because I remember doing all those things. So I just wish I held on to it a little more.
Well, that's good that you guys got that, because at my school we had to do like medieval stuff.
Medieval?
Yeah.
Like European stuff?
Yeah, European things. Like we had medieval like week where you had to eat like crazy food with your hands, and you would do like little sports.
Yeah,
it was different. I think it was part of the curriculum though, because you learn the history of like Europe and all that. So
wow, you know what? I don't know about people in Hawaii now, but when I grew up, like man, I hardly even knew the states. You know, like I mean, they taught it to us, of course, it's in the curriculum, but I didn't. I mean, you know, the funny thing is you don't even really.
It's part of Canada.
You don't even really understand. Well, maybe I'm stupid. I don't know, but I didn't even really like get the seasons.
Oh, okay.
You know, like you're talking spring, fall, winter, all that.
You guys didn't have that
because in Hawaii, I mean, it's kind of like summer the whole time. I mean, and then winter, you have like. That's it. You know,
that's what the festivals are, the Makahiki season, isn't that to highlight like the growing season?
It's almost like harvest season, right? Time. But it's just different. It was just different, and that goes to show the culture,
Mm-hmm.
like how it's a culture shock, and it's
Mm-hmm.
way different, even with seasons, stuff like that. Anyway, so let's talk about the first. I want to thank Uncle Helamano for introducing
Yes,
us to
thank
Umikai,
you. Thank you.
and Uncle actually inspired the museum that
Yeah,
we
he
have.
did. Yeah.
We have a lot of items and artifacts, and he actually donated a lot to this museum. Do we have some photos of our museum or video? I think we have a video, but just to let you guys know, come out to IslandTAT, check it out, because this is for you guys to check out and experience. And I even want, if you guys want, we even want to allow you guys to hold it and touch
Yeah.
it, because it takes you back in time. Our ancestors held this and would use these items. So
Let's take a look at it real quick. Just throw it up there.
yeah, so
Boom.
it's just one of our cases with some of the replicas and artifacts. And then here's a quick video of some other items that we have.
Oh, it's
So there you have it. That's some of the artifacts that we have.
Mm-hmm.
But let me go through some comments here. Amber Aloha, she wants your hat.
Yeah.
So go ahead and ship that off. And then moving on, Tony Lee. So it rained like crazy on Oahu last week, and I was complaining. And when I got home, it was like 30 degrees colder.
Dang. Well, speaking of raining in Oahu, did you know they closed off? How would you say it? Poly?
Poly.
The tunnel that
The
goes through the
Poly.
road, the highway.
Uh-huh.
They closed both ends off because of the landslides, the rocks, they all fell down.
Ah, so it rained hard. So you guys in Oahu, you're getting hit. I mean, any other islands? Let us know.
I know. Law put a video up of because of the rain. It's so much rain that the trees are like dying.
Man, something's going on, because even here in San Diego, we're getting storms coming
Mhm.
every week, and that's not normal.
Well, it's
I
the
mean,
first winter where we actually get rain. We're getting rain, but at the same time, it's like they always said, rain's a blessing. And it's, it's carrying the land and pushing everything out. So
Yes, that's what Ali Nui always said.
Mhm.
And I could see that, because, I mean, in our individual lives, I think we're all being blessed
Mhm.
in our own ways, because I know I am.
Well, I mean, it's true. Like
A lot's happening.
where I'm from, remember I sent you that video of the river coming through the reservation? The river hasn't flown like that for like years, and to me, it's like a blessing to have the river back where we're from. Because when I was a kid, it was always constant, and now we don't even save the water.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
So good things are happening,
Mhm.
guys, all the way around. So let's just talk about Umikai talked about different replicas that he created, because he actually recreates these weapons and
Mhm.
basically all the different implements that they used to use centuries ago. So let's we have one of his
That one would be the swordfish. Yes.
So this is a sword, or they call it a nuku, or the bill. The swordfish bill is
Mhm.
called a nuku, and when they made the knife, or this war
The sword,
knife.
yeah.
It was called a pahi
I don't know. I can't say it. Pahi
kawa. Kawa?
I
Pahi
wouldn't know.
kawa. It's like a war knife.
Mm-hmm.
Pahi kawa. I believe.
So
So let me show you.
do like a slice. Oh.
So this is part of the museum. Again, it's a replica, so it's not, ancient, but it does get to show you guys what was used back in the day.
To see what the swordfish looks like, it would come off of.
Yeah, so here's a photo of a swordfish, but that bill right there is what makes this sword.
Yeah, so they're cutting it off. And they do a lot of other things with those bills too. They make like art and stuff, don't they? Like carvings and.
Yeah, we have. Grab that real quick. I actually got this in Bali, which isn't Hawaii, but
Mm-hmm.
I got this in Bali. They're like carvers, master carvers out there in Bali. So when I went out there, I got a swordfish bill, as you could see, and I drew tribal on it with a pencil. I actually drew on it.
Oh, really?
And what they did was they carved it.
Oh.
So they took that drawing that I did, and you can't really see it.
Right there.
And
Dang.
they hand carved the whole thing, and I put in IslandTAT in it.
This whole time that said that, and I've never noticed.
You didn't know?
I just thought it was really cool what they did. I was like, wow.
The cool thing was it was on the spot. Like I just took it, and then I just drew with the pencil, and gave it back to them. The next day I go there, and it's all carved.
Jeez,
and I gave him. I got 2 of these, so they did both of them. Like, well, it's not exact, but
yeah,
it's pretty close. So they are master carvers out there.
So just this other photo to show real quick. If you guys see that these swordfish bills are huge, and I learned real quick what the difference between the swordfish and the marlin, but it seems to me like the swordfishes are smaller with bigger noses, or bigger bills, But then you got the marlin bill with the differences, obviously, with the sides. I think we have a picture.
Oh, right. So
the marlin.
So that's the swordfish, and then the marlin bill
Mm-hmm.
is right here. So let's look at the marlin real quick, and you can see it a lot shorter.
Just go through those photos real quick, just to show the different ones.
Let's see. So this is a marlin, which is different than the swordfish.
You could tell from the fins too, right there. So on this photo, you if you were really to zoom in, you would see the edges.
Real serrated.
Yeah,
like,
there you can see like the dots where it's rough.
It's coarse, yeah.
This is how they would eat their food. So I'm thinking of what they made the daggers out of. Look at the damage it's doing to this fish. I mean,
yeah.
How did they get it off? That's what it's so. What's it's on? It's like, oops. Like, how do I get it off?
They go next to another fish, and I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
They
throw it in the air when they go out.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, anyways, here is a picture. A replica of the actual marlin bill.
And if you turn to the side, yeah, you'll see the rough.
It's hard to see, but in the video you could see how he took the serrated edges.
Mm-hmm.
Here you could see it up close. Hopefully it focuses.
Bobby Force said that was a kebab.
So that it's almost like rough, really, really rough sandpaper, and it's sharp. You can see that point, really sharp. So this would be a dagger, like a knife.
That would hurt.
And I imagine, they might have used it to cut things, like, because it's
rope
kind
or
of coarse right here.
The leaves.
I mean, it's amazing that they would think of all this and fashion it in this way. Now, this right here is Umikai's signature, which is pretty cool. Right there, you see it? 4 dots. Yep. It's almost like Nihomano or the shark's teeth, the triangles. So the marlin bill is called Pahoa A'u. That's what the dagger.
Okay.
The knife, I would say. And here's another one. So, there's two different ones. A smaller one and a bigger one. But these were donated by Uncle Helamano. We want to thank him again.
Yes, thank you.
so that you guys can come and check these out, and see the weapons used back in the day. And then we have the ulumaika, and the ulumaika was part of the games that they talked about. So this ulumaika right here, I got from a collector, and it's over 100 years old, but this is one of the stones that were used in the games. And if you watch the video, they would grab it and roll it in between the pegs.
What's that made out of? Just like a certain rock?
Stone. I know that there were some that was made out of coral, and I think those were more rare. But yeah, this is like rock.
And then he said they would roll them to bust each other, like see who could fall out, and that's how they would break
who
more.
Would go farther, like back, right?
Maybe they'd probably be hucking that stuff.
He also talked about fish hooks, and we did discuss fish hooks in the past, but just to bring it back, here are some of the fish hooks. And again, these are all part of the museum. So you have the small ones. I don't know if it's focusing.
It looks good.
You have the small ones, and then if you could see, each fish hook was designed to catch different type of fish. So this fish hook looks different, and it's made out of a different material.
Oh, okay.
And it's different than this one.
And I like how he said that the fish hooks would have like the boar's hair or hair on it.
The lures.
Right? Yeah. So it
stays straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, they would fashion 2 bones out of fish hooks and then tie it with twine to make it stronger, so they would catch bigger fish with this. So now you're talking about like physics, and they knew a lot of things and used nature and all that. Because
that's crazy.
It's interesting. I don't know. I would just think that taking 2 separate items and tying it together wouldn't be as strong as one. But I guess with
that's how they got their weapons.
I don't know. I guess it is stronger for
swordfish with that, huh?
Right, and they would mostly use human bone to fashion fish hooks.
That's crazy.
So these might be human bone. This one might be. I could see this one
with the color
being human bone. I've seen a lot of human bones, and they kind of look like this.
Oh, okay.
And that's just a joke because I haven't.
I was like, which
any human bones? But,
you got me. You got me.
Yeah, I don't know what human bones look like, guys, except in TV. Anyway, so there you go. That is all part of the museum. So go ahead and check that out.
Thank you again for our donations.
I want to let you guys know. Go to kaicompany.com. That's Umikai's website, and right there you could see just a screenshot of his website. He fashions all these replicas, and he puts a lot of time and effort into making it almost exact of how they used to do it. He studied it. It's his passion, and he knows a lot.
I mean, from the video, it's all him explaining why everything is and all his weapons and what they are and what. It's good to see, the culture.
Right. So that's Umikai, and then also check out Uncle Elamano. Here's his Facebook page.
Uncle.
He has Royal Kahili. Let me see. What is there on the bottom? You see his logo, but Uncle Helamano makes kahili, and he also has donated so much to the museum and helps. He's someone that I respect so much for his knowledge, and he's helped a lot. We love him. He's part of everything that we do here. So
yes, thank you.
Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. And he also told the story of the canoe, which we live with.
Yes.
It's a life lesson. So those of you that haven't seen that podcast where we interviewed him, go back and check that out, because he talks about how pretty much you could see life as everyday a journey. And when you wake up, it's almost like you're going into a canoe on your journey, and your ancestors are kind of guiding you through life, and you're just observing, you're just watching and seeing what happens. And yeah, that's kind of how life is, right? Because there's so much that happens that is out of our control.
I think it's when you don't understand, but you're not supposed to understand. You're just going with the flow, basically.
And it's easy to look back
and
then understand later and go, wow, that was rough, that was crazy, but I don't regret it. Like, I'm glad I went through it because I learned a lot, and now I know why I had to go through that. Personally, I think a lot of people that don't see that, there's a cycle, and it just keeps happening until you do see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost like our ancestors are trying to teach us something, and until we open our eyes and recognize it, it'll just keep happening.
Can't go through the next door unless you...
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's how a lot of people say they have bad luck.
Right? Oh, that makes sense.
They're like, oh, bad luck, everything bad happens to me. Maybe it's just they're not learning their lesson, or realizing things that they have to learn, and then so it's gonna keep happening.
And what's like, and that's what he says on there, like you're gonna meet who you're supposed to meet, good and bad. It's all for a reason, and that's what
all for a reason.
I'm learning this past year. It's all true. It's all real. It's a good thing.
I've learned way too much, man. Like. And this journey is crazy. So
thank you, Uncle.
Yes, mahalo to Umikai and Uncle Helamano, and all of you guys out there for supporting us and what we do. So let's talk about the tattoo highlight of the week. Someone just asked if we take walk-ins. Did you see that?
That was on the page, IslandTAT page, but we'll answer that question on here because
do we take walk-ins?
Usually we do appointment only online, but if an artist is available, which is usually rare, we'll try to set you up right there and then. But at the same time, everything's usually done ahead of time on the email because there are some steps to go through along with pricing, availability, and when it's good for you to come in, kind of a thing. So
right.
Usually call ahead of time or email us, and we'll set you up, as fast as we can.
And we try to take care of everyone. Yeah. If you do walk in, at least we can sit down and talk to you, and you could see everyone's work, their books, and then talk to Robert, you know, and see how everything works here. The funny thing is the tattoo highlight of the week that we're going to talk about is a funny story because I personally hardly ever answer the phones.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
I don't. Not because I don't want to. I'm either busy, I'm working, or Robert will answer, or if I'm tattooing and no one's here, like the phone just rings and then we get back to everyone accordingly. And a lot of times I personally don't because that's Robert's job.
Yeah, all me.
so Robert takes care of that. But weirdly enough, let's go into this tattoo highlight of the week, and then I'm gonna tie in that story with this tattoo. But let's show the video real quick for those of you that haven't seen the video and just joining us, just to see kind of the progression of this tattoo get done. First tattoo. How crazy is that? Well, I mean, session 5, I guess.
So still.
His first, but it's his first.
It means that much to us.
I mean, it was so cool. So cool.
He loves it. He loves that piece.
And he's coming back.
Oh, is it?
He's coming back for his lady.
Oh. All the way up?
Yeah. Then, so there you have it. That's real quick, just to show you guys, some of the video, just so you see 360 or more views of the whole tattoo. There's so much detail in that tattoo, but all right. So, like I was saying earlier, funny story. I hardly answer the phones. at this moment, I believe I was near the phone printing something on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
I just got done with the tat or something. I don't even know what happened, but I remember the phone rang, so I picked up, and George, the client right here with the octopus and his whole back tattoo, was on the phone. And
he just joined us.
And he wanted to, what's up, George? So George is there. Yep.
Yeah.
What's going on? So I answered the phone, and, I talked to him. He wanted to come out for this big project, and it worked out. But the funny thing is I was actually booked, because, I have my schedule's kind of packed. And as I was looking, I believe someone just canceled. And whenever someone cancels or reschedules because of emergencies, it happens every couple weeks. Someone will drop out or something will happen.
Something comes up.
I fill that spot kind of easily by other people that I know wants to get in or whatever. Well, it was so quick that this happened, and then I was able to get George in. I was like, oh, well, during this time, we can get you in. And being that it was on the phone, it was a lot easier to do that besides email and all this. So it just worked out. And that's kind of how I operate here at IslandTAT, is just everything happens for a reason.
Your canoe was just going, man.
Everything happens for a reason, I was supposed to meet George. I was supposed to tattoo him. I was supposed to get him in the schedule. And it was supposed to work that way. So that's just how I operate. And that's what I tell everyone. If you are wanting to get a tattoo and things aren't aligning with the artist, I'm not talking about me or IslandTAT. I'm talking about in general. Things aren't aligning. Don't force it. The tattoos are a lifelong decision, and I know a lot of times it's spur of the moment. Sometimes the spur of the moment decisions are meant to be, and then you do it. You go with it if it flows well. But I know that I used to fight it a lot, and I used to try and fit people in where they, I was just going above and beyond. And I realized when you fight against the universe like that, it doesn't flow as easily.
I'm just staring at everything you just did, noticing something new every time. I'm just noticing. I'm like, what? There's orcas in there? Like, are you serious?
Yeah. So let's break down this tattoo. Yes, it is an octopus. Oh, Noel, how's it? Yes, it's an octopus. Well, it's multiple things. It's a big back piece. So this piece itself, from the chest to the back, his whole sleeve, was started off as almost like a memorial piece and family. I mean, there was multiple things that he wanted to include. He's in a different place in life, so there's a lot of things and symbols in this tattoo that express his journey in life with the birds. And the stingray represents his friend who passed, but he was very close to him, loved the water, ocean, and other things. I don't want to get too in detail because this is their story and their life, but it's good to let you guys know that these kind of things can be included in the tattoo, to connect with you and be unique to you. And for me, in this journey of Polynesian tattoos, there's no right answer. Everyone's gonna have their own interpretation, their own belief system, their own education on Polynesian tattoos. I'm just explaining mine and my own journey, and that's what I pass on to my clients. So with George specifically, this tattoo, it was his first. He came with nothing, no tattoos. We started on his chest, going over to
his sleeve.
He actually just wanted a half sleeve, and then a 3/4, but then he just decided full. He wants to do full.
Man, when they say you get addicted, I guess you get addicted, huh?
Well, yeah. I love it though, because
it's beautiful.
It's one piece. He didn't necessarily piece it together because he had the idea in mind. This is what I want. So that helps the artist a lot to be able to map it out from the beginning.
So
instead of
did
just
he
doing
tell
a
you
small
like
piece.
just do your thing, or did he tell you like this is kind of where I want to place things, or was it?
He gave me a lot of freedom, but he did help. He did help with, like the flower of life. He was inspired by seeing another guy with the flower of life, and he just wanted to know what that is. And the flower of life is actually ancient indigenous cultures would inscribe this symbol around the world, and they didn't know how they would connect it. So it's actually an origin symbol, like the beginning of life. Like,
oh wow,
that symbol has deep meaning to it. So he was drawn to it, which is a good topic of discussion to say, well, should he get it? You know, because the other guy got it. As far as like, oh, he's copying, right? And the way that I see it is like, well, no, I mean,
no, yeah.
you know, that's almost
I
like
think
getting a spearhead, and everyone has spearheads.
Well, you get inspiration from anything,
right?
You know,
right.
so if you're inspired, it clicks. It's just that little light bulb clicking like that. That makes sense.
It makes sense,
Yeah.
and you connect with it. So you know, there's a reason why you connect with it. So you know, we included that in there, and it flowed. Everything flowed well, but there is a lot of meaning. There's a lot of meaning to everything in this tattoo.
That spine part though is just I love that. The cross, you know.
And you know what? That was his idea. So George said, I want to frame the piece with the Marcasian crosses from the side on the rib. On this next photo, you could see a little in front of the octopus head.
Oh, yeah.
The crosses going down his ribs. It went up his spine and then went down around his neck.
Oh, yeah, the neck part. I remember that.
Yeah, so he kind of wanted to frame it all in. I like to say that the tattoos are a co-creation because I can't do it without you, and I'm not saying without your body, I'm saying without your inspiration and your story. I could create something, but it won't have no mana. It'll have my mana, but I get inspired and create way more in depth when I get to know you.
Okay.
And I get to know your story, and it's deep. It has to be really deep, you know. And by deep I mean there's a reason why you want this tattoo.
Yeah.
And for him, he was almost in a transition in life. You know, there was a lot of meaning, and we connected as just people. We connected, and I think that's important for everyone to understand. You could see an artist and love his work, but if you go into a shop and you don't connect with him, let's say he's just like a dick, or he believes something way different than you. Let's say he's, I don't know, satanic and you're a Christian. Like, that's not going to work, you know? Or you're satanic and he's Christian. It's just not going to work. There's no right or wrong. It's just like connect with the artist. That's important.
I think
very important.
Bobby wanted to know what's the flower of life. He's trying to look for it.
Okay, so the flower of life is the symbols. It's almost like
is in the background.
It's all in the background
the
of
octopus,
his whole
right?
piece.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna get back. It's all the back part.
Yes, it's a background.
Yeah.
And normally it's in a circle.
Oh.
Normally they would.
That's
find
why it looks different.
In a circle.
Okay. Dang, that's creative. I like that.
And what you could do, these ancient cultures, what they realized is that 3 dimensions were found inside this flower of life. So an actual cube and shapes could be formed out of the flower of life, which is almost like creation, like the beginning of all time, was created out of this flower of life. You know, they break it down and everything.
It's almost like the black and like Manu was talking about the Tahitians, that black, the squares,
full black,
the full black is like the beginning of life because all the shapes, everything's inside of it, and you just got to bring the light, and then now you're seeing all these shapes. I'm like, man, imagine if that was all black and the light. It's just it all goes together.
Hey, how's it, Ethel and Mike? I want mine in honor of Evan. Yes, we have to create something for sure. So George says, damn, does some crazy ass stuff. Crazy stuff. I'm so blessed to wear this. Yes, I'm addicted to Josh's work. He's my brother now, totally different. It has a ton of mana, and Josh is too humble. He killed this tattoo, and I'm forever grateful. It's weird reading about like stuff about me, so maybe next time you read it, Robert, and talk about me, okay?
It's good though, man. It's good stuff.
You know what? I connect with all my clients, you know, some more than others, but it's a connection that we make. It's not fake, you know, because I gotta get to know them, and the way that I see it is like we're connected for a reason. Just like Lee Nui, when I met him, I said, why did you choose me to do your moko on your face? And he said, brother, you know, we were just spiritually guided together. It was just meant to be. And back 8 years ago, I just was like kind of blew it off like, yeah, right, or okay, you know, whatever. But I get it. I just get it.
Come in here, yeah.
We're spiritually connected together. Not just me, but any tattoo artist or anyone that you connect with. It's meant to be. You know, it's just meant to be. And yeah, George, man, he blessed me with a lot of knowledge that I'm going through in my life that we had big discussions on. He knows the projects that I'm working on, and he gave me a lot of pointers and suggestions. And
me too. Thanks,
knowledge.
George.
And yeah, thanks.
He talked to all of us. George's a really good guy. I really like him. He's
yeah, for sure.
Really
And a lot of the clients, you know. So that's a added, you know, blessing for getting tattooed and tattooing. So Bobby Ford wants to know what the whales mean. Yes, there's 2 killer whales in there. You know, the whales represent family and some other things, along with the octopus representing strength, wisdom. And again, there's he has some turtles in there. You probably won't. Well, maybe you'll find it.
Yeah, they're
hide and seek. Try and find the turtles.
That close up photo.
There's 3 turtles in there.
Is there?
Yeah.
So if they find it, do they get a prize? Or I mean,
yeah, they get to feel smart.
It's on the back.
Yeah.
Do we have a closer photo? You put that one.
This one up close.
Here, go switch the photo, and then I'll see what's the best photo. No, not that one. I would say no, not that one. There's like a shoulder type photo. There. Yeah, try that one.
That one.
Let me see. So, yeah, you could see it.
I can see the manta ray or the stingray.
You could see it in this, and let's see if you can find it.
The turtle. Is there 1 or 2?
There's 3.
There's 3.
There's 3 turtles right here. Where?
I see the falcons.
There's 3 turtles on the back somewhere. So, good luck.
What do you want me to do?
Someone just changed the photo.
No, small. Shrink it a little more.
Hey, George, can I play? Oh, I see him. I think I see him. Maybe.
No. You gotta put the whole image in. There. Wait, no. Go down. Right there. Yeah, they just gotta like squint and try and find it.
Did you post it? Did you put it up?
You can find it. You can find it right
Let me see if I squint really quick. The photo changes.
Yeah.
Is it Oh shoot! I'm waiting for it to switch on my screen.
So right here, Bobby said turtles represent long life. And you know, through my journey, finding out what symbols represent, turtles. One thing that turtles do represent is long life because turtles live a long time. Another thing that turtles could represent is fertility because they have over 100 eggs. So all these different reasons that people would use a turtle or honu in different cultures is valid, but that's where the interpretation of the artist and the story will mix and create the story because it doesn't represent that to him.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why it's good to discuss these things.
I think that's where we get them. I think a lot of people get a mix up too when they have their stories and they explain what that is, and you got that one stubborn person who's like, no, it means this. It's like,
oh yeah, there's a lot of stubborn people.
you can mean more than one, you know. One meaning. And
you know what? One thing I used to be that stubborn person. You know, because I was my whole goal in life was to study Polynesian and be good at it and learn it. And when I learned one thing, that was law. That was it.
Yeah.
Right. And then I would tell other people like, no, this is it. But then I start traveling and then learning other things, and then that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Now I had 2 things that this represented. Yeah. So then I would say, okay, it represents 2 things, and then I'll learn a third. And you know that's why the more that I learned, the more I knew I didn't know. And when you start learning that you don't know things, that's when everything starts coming in.
You're like,
you start, you know, scientists are the best at this. Basically, you cannot learn anything new or discover anything new if you think you know everything. If you think you know everything, then everything new coming up, you're like, no. But how are you going to discover or create new things or, you know?
Yeah, how are you going to look for something new if you're not looking? Yeah.
You think you know it all.
Like I was looking for the turtles and I found them.
Did you?
Well, in the first picture when you put the back, I was like, why doesn't it match on the spine on the top? Like, what is that?
Oh, you just gave it away.
Oh, they already called it. You already put it on there.
Oh, hey, and you know what? George said it represents his girls and that they don't need fertility.
Oh.
That's funny. George is a funny guy. And, and I agree. And that's how we connect, too, because I have 3
Yeah.
daughters.
Oh,
he has 3
okay.
daughters. And, like, yeah. Yeah, they don't need
Yeah,
fertility.
nah.
They're good.
They could be nuns.
They're good. Yeah, that's funny. But this piece, guys, is very meaningful. George is a great guy. He, we connected. He's coming back for more.
We should have him come back on a Tuesday and have him on the show, if he can.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be
Maybe.
great.
Would you want to do that, George?
Yeah, he would. He'd probably like tap me on the show. He'd put me on. He'd be
Put him
he'd be
on
all
the show.
game for that.
Hey, let me tell you, and I'm not lying. Like George is a tough guy.
Yeah,
this is hours upon hours next day, and he just took it. I mean, he just takes it. It hurts, but he doesn't flinch. He doesn't do it, and I'm like, damn, this is his first tat. Like, that's some good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff, man. But Tony Lee called it out. Yep. The turtles are up on the top. Well, you called it out. And,
well, I mean,
Tony wrote it down.
They wrote it before on. If you look up further, Noel, was it someone said it? It was on the top right. Oh no, Justin said it was on the top right, which he was right. It's on the top right.
Oh yeah, Justin.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Hey guys, so all right. That's it. We're going to try to keep these podcasts a little shorter because we want to crunch all the content into a shorter time span to respect everyone's time. And we're getting a lot busier, so we want to make sure that we can do all of everything. We want to do everything and keep it going. Oh, yeah, George said 43 hours. That's true.
I thought that was his age for a second. I was like, I thought we talked about 40 not being...
Dang. Calling them out again.
That's where I'm closer. I got a year advance. I'm up one.
So yes, that piece, 43 hours, that's a lot.
Yeah, he had his headphones on.
And he's gonna get his leg done. Or that's what we're scheduling. But back to talking about the show, we are gonna try and shorten it from an hour to like 45 minutes and try and crunch it all in there. And also, I don't know when, but I will be slowing down on my tattoo work. George knows that. That's why he's trying to get in quick. And I'm not really publicly telling anyone except you guys. So except you guys, because you guys are dedicated. You guys watch and everything. It's really cool. It's like a family. But this new project that I'm working on. It's deep. It's intense. It's global. Working with amazing people, and because of that, I don't know how much I'll be tattooing.
I better get a piece done before I'm scheduling.
Yeah, and we're talking, 2, 3, 4 months maybe, and I'm already booked that far out. So if you guys really want some work,
not retiring. He's not retiring.
Let me know now, because I honestly I don't know.
But it's all good, man.
We'll see what
it's
happens.
all good. It's all good. It's all going to be good.
It's all a blessing.
A
lot happening right now. So stay tuned. You're going to see some changes for the better. And thank you guys for supporting and being here with us. And it's exciting.
Just one thing really quick. Jolene asked, can we talk about cover-ups and and touch-ups? And we did talk about that in previous episodes. About cover-ups and touch-ups, right? We did, but
Jolene, we're here to talk about anything you want. So for the next show, we will. But go ahead and give us specifics.
Okay.
Send in photos, ask questions about inks or what you can do, and we'll break it down. I mean, if you have any touch-up or cover-up that you want done personally, send in photos so that we could see. And yeah, we'll discuss it next show.
Yeah.
And that goes for anyone that wants to know anything or have questions. Just let us know, because we go back and look at these comments and we can discuss on the next show. Sound good?
Good. We're set.
All right.
We're good.
Okay, guys. All right. Hey, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week. Shoot.
Later.